be showing you guys my wellness module. Let's go over here. I set up a folder with each page. And we're going to be opening it up, and the first thing that's going to pop up is our cover page. Cover page is a little dip in the water. Over here I named it as Levels of Wellness. And we got the graph here, which shows the 6 national wellness dimensions. We got little activity icons here, foods and gym stuff. So, we have 6. So I laid them down in order, which I'll be showing you guys, of course. The physical, spiritual, occupational, social, intellectual, and emotional wellness. So you got a little graph here of a man with an expression of question, doubt. So let's go on to our next page. On the next page, you guys can see over here, we got our physical wellness. So why this graphic design? So this graphic design is basically because that's what I can think of, what it reflects me, what reflects in my mind. For example, physical, the first thing that's gonna pop up in my head is exercise, physical activity. So it's like I thought maybe a person doing exercise, running, sort of that stuff. And my physical wellness level, I rated myself as a 55. The reason why is I'm not much of a healthy eater. I mostly eat random stuff at random time. Don't do much physical activity. That's why I'm 55. And my improvement plan, my physical wellness improvement plan. To improve my level of wellness, the first thing I will do is I will go see a nutritionist to help me build a healthy diet to my health issues, my conditions. I will follow the guidelines, stop eating what makes me sick. Most of the time after I get sick, all that stuff. And here is a little representation of the goal. So we start out with the physical, we end up in emotional. Since like there's 6 different wellness, but they're all linked to each other. You need to have all of them 100% well. Here's little pictures of foods and all that stuff. Spiritual wellness. See, when I think of spiritual, the first thing that pops up in my head is religion, God. What else? God and connection with something much greater than us. Like people going to church, praying. That's what I think when I think of spiritual. And my spiritual wellness level, I gave myself a 98. I rated my 98 due because of my values. I grew up in church. I believe in something greater. I believe in God. And I do my part to my community. I help and I do everything I can. Next page, we got our spiritual wellness improvement plan. To improve my level of spiritual wellness, I'll pray more, read the Bible more, try to listen and respect even more to others. Although my level is pretty high, you can never get 100% in your spiritual wellness because you can always improve. As long as you live, you can always improve and learn more. Again, the same concept as the physical wellness improvement plan. You need an idea, you need a process, you need to finalize and accomplish that process. And we got a little arrow representing each wellness level where you start the physical, you end up in your emotional because they're all linked to each other. Although there's 6 different wellness, but they're all linked to each other. Occupational wellness. Why this graphic design? Because when I think of occupation, I think of a person's profession, career, job, etc. And the first thing that popped into my head was like millions of occupations, but it's like, okay, I'm gonna choose something that represents myself, something that's gonna represent what I dream of doing and plan on doing, and what I like doing, what I enjoy. So this lady here represents a marketer, which is her occupation. So that's the reason why for this graphic design. And my level of occupational wellness is a 75. 75 why? The first reason why is because I'm still in school. I don't fulfill that occupation 100% yet, not at least not full time. But I know what I want to do. I know what makes me happy. I know I enjoy it. It's the occupation I dream on fulfilling. And my improvement plan. My improvement plan starts out to first thing is to graduate college, of course. After I graduate college, do some internships to better learn and get more experience and get more skills. And then, of course, get a nice job after I graduate and fulfill my career. Next slide, we got emotional wellness. Well, here we got a representation of a man with a smiley face. But if you see, the same man looking around to the right, some other expressions, some other facial expressions, and to the left, some other facial expressions. Emotional wellness. This graphic, it represents many different emotions. Instead of one, many different emotions, different facial expressions. Because when we think of emotion or we try to read somebody's emotion, the first thing we're gonna do, we look at a person's like appearance, or like their facial expression. Facial expression is like international language, like everybody understands. So it's very well set up. And my emotional wellness level. My emotional wellness level is a 65. Rating myself 65 because I do tend to cope my emotions pretty well. I consider myself a happy person. I smile and make others smile. I I try my best to manage everything, my emotions. I just gotta manage my stress levels. Because I'm a stress eater, I tend to eat more when I'm stressed. And to improve that, my first thing I'm gonna do is to improve my emotional wellness level is to manage my stress level, by something that helps me manage my stress and anxiety levels, something that I enjoy, that I will like and take my mind off the stress. By managing my stress, I will reduce tension, perform better in other areas. Oh, and I forgot to explain earlier. So each slide with each wellness, we start off with one little emoji, and then we first talk about physical. So physical is one emoji inside this little circle with the percentage I rated myself. So the second slide we had spiritual. So here's a little icon emoji representing spiritual, which I gave myself a 98. And then we have a third representing occupation, which I rated myself as a 75. And here we got the smiley face representing emotional wellness, which I rated myself as a 65. And each graph, each page has a little graph just to express levels and which like our goals are and where we want to get, and just a little measuring scale. Intellectual wellness. So first, the reason for this graphic design is like like the previous slide, the first thing that pops up in my head. When you think of intellectual, we're gonna think of the brain, the human mind, and learning the knowledge itself. That's the first thing that I think of. Intellectual knowledge. A lot of knowledge, a lot of information, and all that stuff is stored inside our brain. That's how we learn. That's how we store everything we know. So here's a little representation of the human mind. My intellectual wellness level is a 75. 75 likes for things I have interest in them. When I learn how to do them, I study. I keep on practicing to develop new skills. I watch videos, and read and learn, and to develop new skills each time, better and different from the previous ones. To improve my intellectual wellness level, the first thing I'll do is definitely read more, study more, learn different ways to learn and expand my knowledge, expand not only like with things I enjoy, also with necessary stuff such as news and current trends that's going on. So let's go on to the next page. Like the previous page, I explained about the emojis. Got like physical, spiritual, occupational, emotional, and we got the intellectual here. Another representation of the graph here. Social wellness level. Sixth wellness level, and at last, social wellness. Like I've been saying, the reason for this graphic design is because whenever I think of social, I think of people interacting, talking. I think of society as a whole. I think about like how we affect our society, how like one person can affect many, can be very, what's the word, hazard, like very toxic to another person, can cause harm or joy, and like we can't live alone. Like lonely people are mostly depressed and sick. And my social wellness level is just 85. I contribute to my community's welfare. I do my part. I help who I can, how I can. I socialize, I participate in events, go out as I can, and enjoy my community and do the best I can to help. And to improve my plan, I will focus even more on the welfare of those around me and think less of myself and think more about them, do better to listen and to help them. Okay, we have physical emoji, spiritual emoji, occupational emoji, emotional emoji, our intellectual emoji, and our social emoji. Thank you for watching. This is my wellness module. Thank you.